On point.
On fleek.
On fleek.
I never said that in my life, but there you go.
On fleek. There's my thumbnail. All right, so something I would have done in my young lad days is install this piece and then leave it. And you might think, oh, from here, yeah, it looks good. But as you can see, there's a 1/16 of a gap on this corner here, and it's tight here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust our saw to take off a little sliver over here, and then that'll be nice and tight, and I'll show you that. All right, so now we're out by the saw. As you can see, this has a little bit of glue on it. So we're gonna take a piece of scrap, place it on the saw. So we have a piece of scrap there. And we're gonna put our cut edge over here by the saw. And we're gonna adjust this just a 1/2 degree. It was not very far off. And the scrap piece of wood is just so that we don't get glue on the saw. So you can see that it's just going to take off with the hair. Come back over here, slide it up tight, take our mallet. Look at that. Perfect. So what I'm doing here is cutting strips the exact same size as the tongue side of the hardwood. And you can see that I'm tapping those little strips in. You use yellow glue, you put that in the tongue. You can see it closely there. I'm just wiping off the excess yellow glue here. You tap your strips in, and then you have a tongue for your groove to fit in, and then you can turn your hardwood around and go the opposite direction. The flooring that I'm standing on and hitting this board up against, the tongue of it is facing the wall behind me. And now I'm turning it around so the tongue faces forward so I can continue back towards the kitchen. And the board will go in a little bit more snug, or you want it to,
because you want that tongue to be tight. You don't want that strip that you cut to be too loose, or you'll feel that joint move up and down. I mean, the glue on the bottom of the board will help, but as you can see here, it's nice and tight, and that's the way you want it.
Well, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Just sadly, I made mistakes on flooring that I installed. Look how it's coming up. Because I glue and nail it, the guy who has to rip out this floor is going to hate himself.
You can use one of these little pry bars to lock your joints together. Just press it up against the wall and twist it. I just wanted to show a clip of me hitting this piece of wood in with the mallet, because this type of flooring was very snug and you had to beat this flooring in, and you can see that my mallet is starting to lose its shape just from hitting the board so hard. And here I'm just taking off the hinge pins to remove the door. Some people take the screws out of the door. I find that's very difficult to put the door back on. You just remove these pins. I'm using a little spring tool. It's actually like a nail punch, but you can use a spring tool and it'll just pop that pin out. And it's often difficult to get the bottom pin out because it's so close to the ground, and you try to get a nail in there and a hammer and you end up hitting your hand and it doesn't feel very nice. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. My whole goal with this channel is to show the transformations that I do at work. And it's not so much to be a how-to channel, but I do like to be informative while I film and what I'm doing and why I do it. Mostly because I'd like to hear back why you guys do the things you guys do, or the way you guys do things. I think it's one way that I'm really going to grow, and I'm also learning a ton with editing all these videos. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Another exciting episode with solid state renos.